Hey, Eli Stansel, the Gwinnett Rambler here. I thought I'd give you an update on what I did this past Monday in Macon, Georgia. I was privileged to be able to go down and give a presentation on Fort Daniel, the Peachtree Road, and the War of North Georgia in 1812 at Fort Hawkins. And it was a really cool experience because Fort Hawkins is part of that chain. When the Peachtree Road was created to deliver goods and supplies down to Fort Standing Peachtree, which is Atlanta, and then float them down the Chattahoochee, what they were trying to do was the same thing that Fort Hawkins was part of. And Fort Hawkins received goods coming out of Augusta down along the Seven Islands Road and made their way across a series of forts into what would be Alabama to resupply Andrew Jackson. There's also part of a string of forts that went down the Ocmulgee River that were part of state construction under the same general orders in 1813 that caused the construction of Fort Daniel and the other forts up the treaty line. Fort Hawkins is a very lucky place because they've got the whole kind of fort area. The visitor center is outstanding. It's a wonderful building, a lot of exhibits and sites that are in there, and they have a very nice meeting space. The Ocmulgee Archaeological Society was kind enough to have me down. They came out and showed a lot of interest, and we had a lot of good kind of after meeting talks to where Fort Daniel and the forts and the research that they'd done in the area kind of came together. One of the things at Fort Hawkins that I was able to talk to both the Ocmulgee Archaeological Society and the Fort Hawkins kind of foundation, their board, their steering board, is how we connect people to the current fort. One of the really neat things that has happened at Fort Daniel is through Cindy Horsley and her husband's work, they have set up a legacy kind of membership program. So we want people to be involved because they like Fort Daniel Foundation, they like coming out and seeing, they like being part and experiencing. What's really neat is when you can make those connections, and Cindy has done a great job for us at connecting people to their ancestors who served at the fort or who were involved in construction of the Peachtree Road and those type of things. I was able to talk about that experience with the board down there at Fort Hawkins to give them some ideas on how that kind of helps connect in the community. So hopefully they'll take that and run with it. I see a good opportunity for partnership between the Ocmulgee Archaeological Society and the Fort Hawkins board so that they can sort of build together and continue to increase the awareness with that excellent and awesome space that they have there. While we're talking about being out in events, Fort Hawkins on May the 8th, that's a Saturday, we'll see one of those kind of symbiotic relationships with the Ocmulgee Archaeological Society and the Fort Hawkins board will join together to do a Archaeology Month celebration that day at the Fort Hawkins site. If you're in Macon on May 8th, that's Saturday, go over there, poke around, understand a little bit of what it's about. Archaeology is such a widespread, and it really gives us the hands-on analyzation that helps historians like myself understand where a lot of the documents and the stories fit together to create a whole picture. The following Saturday on May 15th at the Fort Daniel Foundation, 2505 Brownston Highway, the Fort site, the Gwinnett Archaeological and Research Society, along with the Fort Daniel Foundation, will host an open house so that people can come out and do a walking tour of the fort site. They can experience archaeology, whether it be associated with the fort or understanding just how all types of items are processed and fully understood through the records. So we'll have people doing both of those events going on there at the same time. We hope you're able to come out and join us. All that being said, I just want to give a big thanks again to the Ocmulgee Archaeological Society for having me down to talk about Fort Daniel, the Peachtree Road, the War of 1812 in North Georgia, and to the Fort Hawkins board for having this beautiful, nice space that you invited us in. And it's wonderful. I think there's a great chance to continue to see those two organizations kind of grow side by side and really expand the reach and the information and the diffusion of knowledge across the Middle Georgia. So until we talk again next time, I'm Eli Stansel, the Gwinnett Rambler.